Hey guys, it's Artemis and welcome back to my equestrian journey. So today is going to be a bit of a different video. If you remember from last time, I've been riding some of my friends' gentler horses to get back into riding, and as I've been riding more, I've been wanting to get my own horse. My parents and I have talked about it, and they're willing to help me lease a horse. We agreed it would be best to lease before buying, and when I turn 18 in a few months, I can decide if I want to buy a horse or keep leasing. I set up times to try 5 different horses, so let's get straight into it. The first horse we looked at was a Trackener gelding named Azur. He's 9 years old and wasn't really used for competing. He lives in Dundle and was mostly used for trail rides when kids would come over to the Jorvik Rangers station in Mistfall. His gaits are amazing considering he has not competed, and the owner let my friend go on a trail ride with him to get a better feel for him. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to meet him in person as I had another appointment that was already scheduled for the one time the owner would meet with us. Luckily, a friend of mine who lives in Dundle and happens to be riding was willing to see Azur for me. She commented he was very aware of what was going around him and wouldn't spook easily thanks to his years of working with kids. She told me he was a practical choice. The next horse we looked at was a Frisian gelding named Drop. He's 7 years old, and his owner actually boards him at Steve's farm, so I'd seen him around before. We trailered him out to the Silverglade Equestrian Center so that we could get a better feel for his abilities. Also, Steve was hosting an event that day, so the crowns are not available. Whoops. He was very calm in the trailer and had plenty of energy when we got to the riding hall. His gaits were also very beautiful, but I noticed that he doesn't like flat work all that much. His owner said his daughter enjoyed doing cross-country with Drop, so we decided to give that a try. Luckily, a friend of mine had a cross-country track set up near the riding hall. I could tell he enjoyed that much better. Next up, we looked at a beautiful Lusitano mare named Lila, aka Light as a Feather. She is 10 years old and a very graceful mover. Her owner currently boards her at Silverglade Equestrian Center, and when we talked to her, she said she was looking for someone who would be willing to continue boarding Lila at SEC. While I had almost no plans of doing this, I still gave Lila a try, just to see if it would change my mind. She mostly competed in dressage, and as soon as I got on, I could see why. Lila moved with the utmost grace, and is aware of what is going on around her. She is very calm and almost never spooks, according to her owner. Lila's owner also mentioned that she can do the piaffe, and showed me how to get Lila to do it. She couldn't hold it for very long, but it was still incredibly beautiful. Lila was another practical choice. Next up was a Mustang stallion named Colonus. I remembered when I got home that the name was one that an ogre had used to disguise himself from a Viking hero and some Viking legend. I'll put the podcast I got that from in the description of the video. Anyways, Colonus was 6 years old and was part of a Mustang rescue program. The owner of Jorvik Stables, where Colonus was staying, told me that there wasn't enough grazing ground for all the wild horses roaming out in the forest, so they had brought some of them into the stables in the hopes of giving them better lives. Colonus was one of the first they brought in with the new program, and boy was he still wild. His gaits were beautiful, and I would definitely consider getting a Mustang in the future, but Colonus was just a bit too wild for a novice rider like me. He tried to buck me off a few times. And finally, the last horse we looked at was a Morgan mare named Frost, who was 7 years old. She had been born and raised in Firgrove, and I could tell that the owners could both use the money and didn't want to let her go. The family who had raised Frost allowed me to ride her, but mentioned subtly that there would be a very low chance of me getting to lease her, especially since it meant I would be moving Frost to Steve's stable, which was closer to my home, instead of keeping her in Firgrove. Her gaits were okay, but they were nowhere near the level of some other horses I had tried out earlier, and overall she just wasn't a very practical choice for me. We thanked her owners, who looked relieved that I wouldn't be leasing her, and left. Well, those are the horses I tried out today. Let me know who you guys think I'm gonna pick in the comments below. In other news, there was another video I was gonna do today, but two things came up. Number one, the horse market is closed, and number two, I was really excited for this video. Instead, I'll be working on it for next week. See y'all then. Bye!